Ms. Goldstein, I first just there are 3 votes beginning around 11 o'clock, we think, and so meaning no disrespect to the 4 of you, but we will all be moving in and out, but keep the hearing going and asking questions. So, Ms. Goldstein, even though, and please be brief on these because there's a lot of material to cover, of course. Stablecoins are mostly used for speculative betting. Some crypto advocates argue they have the potential to make the payment system faster and more efficient. Are they a better way to settle payments nationally or internationally than traditional finance system?
Senator, thank you for the question. I think for that to be true, you need 4 things. You need low fees, you need predictability, you need to be able to exchange them for goods and services, and it needs to be consistently fast. And I don't think stablecoins meet all of those needed objectives. As someone who's played around with sending them, both personally and sort of in my work, it often makes Western Union look cheap when you rack up all of the fees that you need in order to send it from one person to another, especially when the Ethereum blockchain gets congested. It can be very unpredictable. Fees can be very high. And I think, as you know, Senator, people with low incomes can't afford surprises. And unfortunately, transferring assets, especially on the dominant Ethereum blockchain, can be full of a lot of surprises and very high fees.
Thank you, Ms. Goldstein. Professor Allen, do you agree with her that stablecoins don't really show much promise as a payment system?
Yes, I think that's right. I think it's also important to think about the structure of the distributed ledger. If there are problems, there's not someone you can go to if there's a problem, if it's run on a decentralized ledger with a lot of nodes managing its governance.
And if stablecoins did, in fact, hold promise to provide faster and more inclusive payments, do you think it would make sense, Professor Allen, to bring them into the traditional finance system?
I think there are real concerns about bringing them into the traditional finance system, primarily because of their relationship with DeFi. There's also the issue of their run risk, of course. So if they were to be used as payments and to be brought within the proper financial system, we would have to be very careful about monitoring their systemic risk. And I think that's a place where the FSOC and the OFR can play an important role.
Thank you. Speaking of Mr. Disparte bringing them into the financial system, at last week's hearing in the House, your CEO agreed that stablecoins are still mostly used for trading and speculation, but your company is currently seeking a bank charter based on what you call USDC. Just to be clear, interesting name to be sure, US dollar coin is what it stands for, being a payment product. If Circle does become a bank, would you limit USDC, Mr. Disparte, to internet payments platforms? Or would you still allow USDC to be used to facilitate cryptocurrency speculation?
Thank you for the question, Senator. The advent of a whole host of internet-native capital markets, payments, and an always-on economy that is built around these innovations and public blockchains is important. It's also important that the dollar fundamentally and dollar-referenced stablecoins ultimately win what that innovation represents. And so Circle's counterparties as a company are other institutions and companies. We don't face the retail market as a retail payment system. And a lot of what that is supporting ultimately are payments, crypto capital market trading, and other activities. And we're also seeing, I think, and this is a critical point we'd like to highlight in this hearing, we're also seeing this increasingly becoming embedded as a mechanism of payment and settlement, including amongst traditional firms. Credit card companies, banks, and many others are increasingly using USDC as a settlement option on their networks, which makes the medium of exchange and payment argument quite strong.
So if you are regulated, if you're inside if you become a bank, it would still be used for cryptocurrency speculation. Is that a yes or a no?
Well, again, USDC and the end users of USDC have no expectation of a profit. It's ultimately a medium of exchange. A dollar goes in, a dollar comes out, and we've maintained price parity to the dollar with cash and short duration treasuries, Senator, inside the care, custody, and control of the U.S. regulated banking system.
Let me ask a different way. If Circle were a traditional finance company, it would be a financial company. You understand it'd be illegal for you to sell metal coins that said U.S. dollar coin on them, right?
Senator, I think the question ultimately is, as Circle has...
Well, that's a pretty simple question. If you were a traditional finance company, could you sell metal? You think you could sell metal coins that say U.S. dollar coin on them?
No, Senator.
Okay, that's the answer. I mean, that's the law. Do you think of the name of your stable coin, the U.S. dollar coin, do you think it could mislead users to believe it's backed by the U.S. government? I noticed you said throughout this hearing USDC. You may have once at the beginning, I'm not sure you ever did, said US dollar coin. I'm sure you market it that way to some who may be less sophisticated than we pretend to be up here. But do you think that's misleading in any way to call it US dollar coin?
No, Senator. The stablecoin innovation that we support is regulated consistently across the country according to electronic money and electronic money transfer and statutes as a payments innovation. We're on a level playing field with companies like PayPal and other major payments companies inside the U.S.
Well, okay, fair enough. Let me ask a last question. So if the Fed moves forward with the central bank digital currency, are you going to let them call theirs a U.S. dollar coin or U.S. dollar? That's meant with some irony, certainly.
I appreciate the irony.
I don't know if you have a copyright or a patent on U.S. dollar coin, but I assume if we do a central bank digital currency, that they may have rights, regardless of a Supreme Court or any financial regulators, to U.S. dollar coin. But just putting that out there. Last comment?
Quickly, Senator, thank you for that. Indeed, sovereign-issued currencies have 3 currency prefixes, so I'm certain one day if a central bank digital currency is issued by the Fed, they would enjoy total autonomy over that name choice. They would also, I think, enjoy the experience of stablecoins in circulation that all reference the dollar as important prototypes for what may one day be an opportunity in which we could upgrade this infrastructure to support a publicly issued digital currency as well.
You're a good representative for USDC.